Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to URKG. This is your latest Real Madrid news and transfer news. And Real Madrid could still have one more surprise waiting before the transfer window closes. We know Jose Mourinho has been looking at the midfield. Rodri is gone. Several alternatives have been mentioned, even on this channel. But today, another name has suddenly returned to the conversation. Angelo Stiller. And the interesting part is where this information apparently came from. A sporting director has reportedly told a journalist to watch out for Real Madrid when it comes to Stiller. How serious is this? Is this actually a player Madrid are considering? Or are we seeing another midfielder thrown into the rumors for nothing? We're going to talk about that. But that's not all. La Fábrica has reportedly generated 199 millions this summer, helping us finance what has been a big transfer window, a big summer for Real Madrid. But I'm gonna tell you something that is gonna shock you. You will not know how much we actually spent this summer. We'll talk about that. We also have some big words from Mesut Özil, man like Mesut Özil. He talked about Arda, Güler, the official squad for Schalke. Game time tomorrow. The official squad for Schalke has been released. Two big players will not be playing in that match. We're going to discuss that as always. And later on, I want to look at Real Madrid's most valuable player heading into the new season. Look, before we get started, y'all already know what to do. Smash that like, subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. Comment your own thoughts. We're running a poll right now as we speak. If Real Madrid signed one midfielder, who do you want it to be? Angelo Stiller, Martin Zubimendi, Adam Wharton. No midfielders are needed. Let me know in the comments. Big up to every single one of you. All right, let me just quickly take care of this. Hold on a second. There's some delusional people in the chat. I'll take care of it. I apologize. Big up to everybody. Cristiano, big up yourself. Chicken, the honored one. Let's go, baby. Let's go. All right, this is the news I want to get started with. This just came in today, as you can see. It says here that the Stuttgart midfielder, Angelo Stiller. We've been talking about Angelo Stiller for a while now. We've been discussing his name on this channel as well. But this is, like I said, this isn't the first time his name has appeared. Madrid were linked with Stiller previously. We all know that. Now his name has resurfaced while Mourinho continues looking for another midfielder. The journalist Rodra is right here. This is coming from Madrid Universal, first of all. It's coming from Madrid Universal. And a journalist named Rodra is right here. That's his name. Apparently, what he has said is that the information came through from a sporting director in another club. They're not trying to tell us what club it came through, right? But the message he received was essential. Stiller is someone to keep an eye on. Watch out for Real Madrid. And that's important, bro. It's really, really important because we know that Madrid are not done. We know some people are saying the squad is full right now. We can't buy anybody in. But you never know. In the last 2 weeks of the transfer window, anything can happen. In deadline day, anything can happen. As long as the transfer window is open, we still have an opportunity to get rid of players and to add players. But I want to mention this before I go any further, right? This is the reality check right now in regards to Stiller. There is currently no negotiations happening with Real Madrid. We know that for a fact. No confirmed bid has been sent. We know that for a fact. No agreement with Stuttgart. We know that as well. No indication that Stiller has agreed personal terms with Real Madrid. We know that as well. This is just talks behind the scene. What is happening? There is no agreement. I can send you the link. You can read all this. I don't want to bore you with this full article. I just went over this whole article pretty much. But look, this is where I have to separate, right? It's one thing to say Real Madrid likes Stiller. It's another thing to say Real Madrid are having talks with Stiller. We're not having talks with Stiller right now, but there are conversations behind the scene. There are conversations. That's what we're saying. But look, for me, Stiller, Stiller makes absolute sense. We know that. Mourinho has reportedly wanted another midfielder. Rodri was clearly one of the profiles that Madrid were looking at. With Rodri now moving to Barcelona, I mean, even moves to Barcelona. 2 bids have been rejected, by the way. So the 3rd bid went in today for for Manchester City. I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen. But let's focus on Real Madrid, right? Stiller gives Madrid another midfield. He's another midfielder that we don't have. He's the next Toni Kroos. Toni Kroos himself has recommended Stiller for Real Madrid to sign, if you didn't know, right? He knows how to receive the possession in deep situations. He knows how to progress the ball. He knows how to dictate the tempo. He knows how to play under pressure. He knows, how to help control possession. And he is at an age right now that Madrid could seriously looking at him and say, yo, we can actually get this dude. He's not that expensive, bro. He's not that expensive. Is Stiller actually the profile Real Madrid need? Yes or no in the chat. I'm going to get into the comment sections in a bit here. He doesn't even start for Real Madrid, says the Arda one. He could possibly start next to Tchouaméni. Why he doesn't start? I've seen Thiago Petach start for Real Madrid in the Champions League. I've seen Asensio start for Real Madrid. What are you saying? Stiller is not going to start for Real Madrid. What do you mean he's not going to start for Real Madrid? He can start. He could be a better option instead of Camavinga in the DM, in the pivot next to Tchouaméni. He could be that guy. Stiller could be that guy. So you can't tell me he can't start. You can't tell me he can't start. But this is the question I have for the chat, right? Do we need a deep midfielder? We all say yes. Do we need a controller? We all say yes. Do we need a physical defensive midfielder? We all say yes. Should Mourinho just simply trust the midfield that he has right now? And we all say no, because we've seen Real Madrid. We've seen Real Madrid last year. We've seen Real Madrid the season before. We've seen that this Real Madrid team has struggled consecutively, bro. Consecutively. Why they struggle? They struggle because they couldn't control the tempo during games. They didn't have Toni Kroos. They did not replace Toni Kroos, right? Modric left as well, and now we got nobody in the DM. I've been saying it. Alicia Keys FC. We got no one in the middle of the park. I can't consider Camavinga to be the guy that is going to save Real Madrid. Do we really trust Camavinga to be that guy? I don't know. I know most of you guys don't trust him. So this is what I want to do in this show today, chat. We talked about Stiller, but this is what I want to do in this show. Stiller versus the other midfielders, right? This is where things becomes really, really interesting, because Stiller isn't the only midfielder being mentioned. We covered a lot of people on this show. We talked about Zubimendi, right? Probably the biggest name linked recently, right? Arsenal situation is continuing to create speculation. Arsenal want to sell him. Reports surrounding Real Madrid and Zubimendi. It's happening consistently. He is an option. Right? The second midfielder we have is Adam Wharton. Very interesting profile, I would say. Premier League experience, excellent passer, could potentially, become Madrid's long-term midfield controller. But I don't see him, coming in right now. I'm probably going to say no. And then Kees Smit, another kid, right? Much younger option, more for development signing. I don't think he's the kind of signing that Jose Mourinho would be making, right? He wouldn't be signing Kees Smit. There's no chance. He fits the Madrid philosophy, but I don't think he's going to be that guy. And then there is Angelo Stiller, which is what we're talking about right now. Potentially more achievable than some other names, really, right? He already performed at the highest level. He could contribute immediately, rather than needing several years. So I've given you guys the biggest question, right? Out of all these 4 players, Stiller, Zubimendi, Wharton, Smith, who are you signing right now? Pick one and get your votes in. I'm seeing 59% is saying Stiller. I'm with everybody. Look, I would say Zubimendi first, but Stiller would be my second option. I've been saying Zubimendi first, but I'm going to say Stiller my second option. Yes, Zubi for me, second option, I would say Stiller. I'm picking Zubimendi just because he's Spanish. At the same time, he's experienced, and he played in the biggest team, right? In the biggest team in the Premier League. Like Arsenal is in the Premier League. They just won the league. He just won the league. He also won the World Cup. He had some minutes. He wasn't playing as a starter consecutively. But when you talk about experience, this guy has played a Champions League final. He's played a World Cup final. He has won the Premier League. And he knows a lot of stuff that Stiller yet to experience. Stiller's younger. Zubimendi's more experienced, and probably the profile we're talking about is a profile that is definitely going to fit in. And I think Zubimendi could be that guy for sure. But Stiller is the backup option for me. He is the backup option. Pressure says Zubimendi. Zubi. Everybody's saying Zubi. Stiller. Some people are saying Stiller is a good option. Look, how old is Stiller? Stiller's young, though. Stiller's young. Arsenal's not a big team. That is going to trigger that one. It is going to trigger that one. Yes, I apologize. Arsenal is not a big team. But they won the league, though. They won the league. Whether it's set piece or whatever, they won the league. They have won the league. So we have to put some respect on their name. Even though the way they won it is so disgusting and ugly, they've won the league recently. They are the current champions, so we can't say anything. We cannot say anything. But to go back to the topic, Stiller, Zubimendi, Wharton, Kees Smit, who would you go for? Let me know. I'm seeing a lot of Zubi. Most of us are going with Zubi, but looking at the poll right now, 55% is saying Angelo Stiller. So most people are actually interested in Angelo Stiller. But if this rumor is true, which we don't know if it's true or not, I need confirmation from Fabrizio. I need confirmation from a first-tier journalist to tell me that Real Madrid are really interested in, bringing Stiller back, not back, but bringing Stiller to Real Madrid. I want to see that. But behind the scene, there are conversations happening. I'm excited. As long as we keep the door open, look, I'm happy. Just make sure you keep the door open. That's all I would say. Zubimendi's better option says YH. Alex says VAR and Dark Arts won the Premier League last year. Facts, absolute facts. Precious says, bro, Zubimendi clears. I agree with every single one of you, bro. Most of you. Not every single one of you, but most of you. Gensiro says Bastoni. We talked about Bastoni yesterday. Let's keep that thought. Maybe at the end, we're going to do a Q&A and we're going to talk about that. But for me, I feel like Stiller, if we're not signing Zubimendi, we got to go all out to sign Stiller. That's what I'm saying. My first choice would be Zubimendi. And a lot of Madrid fans, a lot of Madrid content creators, I don't think they know who Zubimendi is, because I've seen most of them say that, I don't want Zubimendi. I mean, you must not be watching the Premier League. You must not be watching him when he played for Real Sociedad. You don't know anything about this dude. Maybe you should go check him out. You should definitely check him out. For me, Zubi is absolutely a killer. But again, if Zubi is not an option, which we know Zubi is an option, Arsenal wants to sell him. He's on sale. 100%. Let's not forget, he's on sale. So if he's not going to be the one coming, I'm definitely taking Stiller, right? I'm definitely taking Stiller. Haram Ball says, Alex, what about Adam Wharton? Deba, like I said, I spoke about Adam Wharton a little bit. I don't think he's first of all, he's going to be expensive, right? He's going to be more expensive. Second of all, I don't think he has that big game experience. He never played the Champions League. He plays for Crystal Palace, bro. So I don't think we can invest heavily for him. It makes sense for him to go to Manchester United, to go to like an English a Premier League side. Maybe he can gain experience in a bigger team in the Premier League before he jumps to the next one. That's the way I see it, though. Chilean says, no matter who we sign, there will be a problem. On one hand, we have Jude, who's the most lethal midfielder closer to the goal, but that does not create. On the other hand, we have Güler, who's the most creative AM currently. Look, I think we discussed that on our last show, but if we had time, we're going to discuss that. He is shit. He has the English tax. Yes, the English tax is painful. It is painful, bro. It is painful. That's the price that I do not want to pay. I don't want to pay that. Pressure says sell Asensio and get Zubimendi. Facts. That's what we want. That's all we want in here. Cap says Stiller brings that part that we need. Exactly. That's exactly what I've been talking about so far, right? He is going to be exceptional. In my opinion, he's going to be a massive addition if we can get Zubi or Stiller. in my opinion. But we got to move on. We have other topics to cover here, right? We have other topics to cover here. Of course, the second topic I wanted to cover is this one right here. It talks. I thought we might just pull it in. And it talks about this story. Really, it goes back to my point in terms of why Real Madrid is not invested. Right? It says here right here, La Fábrica has generated 199 M's this summer, helping fund Real Madrid 225 million rebuild. Do you understand what this means? What this means is that, let me do the math for you, the quick math. I might not even need a calculator. So 225 minus 199. Are you telling me Real Madrid have only spent 26 million this summer? Is that what you're telling me? 26 million? That's the only money we have spent? This clearly shows you there is money to be spent on a midfielder. There is money to be spent on a defender. Don't listen to all these lies from all these media saying that we spent a lot of money. Oh, Real Madrid has spent a lot of money. Real Madrid has spent over 200 million. No, we didn't. Yes, we spent 200 M's, but we only spent 26 million net. You've got to look at net spent. Right? You've got to look at net spent. If I spend $1,000 buying a computer and then I sell my old computer, $900, what is the net spent? Just $100. So you can't lie to us and say we spent a lot of money. We spent over 200 million euros. That's crazy. Manipulation, bro. They tried to manipulate us, bro. They're trying to manipulate us. We have not spent enough money, chat. We have not spent enough money. We only spent 26 million, which means we can sign a defender, we can sign a midfielder. Another thing I want to mention before I move on. We had money to spend for Rodri. You can't tell me we don't have money. We had 60 M's to offer for Rodri. So therefore, there is at least minimum there's 60 million. Maximum, we have over 150 million. It's still available because we sold a lot of players. La Fábrica, as you can see, has generated almost as equal as how much we spent. So Florentino Perez cannot hide, chat. He cannot hide. Didn't we buy Diomande for 140? Yes, we did. That is also included in the 225, isn't it? It's also included in that. Real Madrid have money. Don't listen to all these bullshit. Don't listen to all these lies. We're not Barcelona. We have money. We have money to spend. Go out there and spend that money. Matter of fact, use the money to rip off the contract of these players that are just sitting in our team and just ripping us off. The likes of Mendy, the likes of Asensio, the likes of Camavinga. These guys, just get rid of them. If they don't want to leave, rip the contract. You have the money. That creates a space for a signature. Then we can go out and sign a player. I've had enough, bro. I've had enough. Real Madrid can play Trent in the midfield. Don't sign Zubimendi. I don't agree with that statement. I absolutely don't agree with that statement. I did a video yesterday about potentially playing Trent in that midfield, but I don't want him in that position. I can see him play in that position maybe for 10 or 15 minutes, but I never want to see him play consistently in the pivot next to Tchouaméni. That is a big no-no for me. That is absolutely a big no-no for me. I can't accept that. I cannot accept that. Some people talking about Haaland. Come on, be real. We don't need Haaland. We do not need Haaland. Understand that part. We don't need Haaland. Ghana, pick up yourself. Yeah, but we also cannot disclose the fact that out of those academy players that have been sold, at least one of them may become a superstar in the future. Again, it goes back to my point. Hannah is absolutely spot on, right? If one of those stars become big, guess what? We have 30% clause. So if they've been sold to another team, we make 30% on top of that. Like the finance that Florentino Perez is doing at Real Madrid is incredible. It's an art. It's engineering. It's incredible. It is incredible. Nobody actually thought about this. I have not seen a single Real Madrid fan talk about this. That's why I'm talking about this, because we only spent 26 million in this summer, and you're telling me there's no money to be spent? We spent over 200 M's? I don't agree. That is a lie. There's an absolute lie. But it goes to show you how good La Fábrica is. La Fábrica is better than La Masia. La Masia is not better than La Fábrica. I'm just saying, Barcelona fans, hold that. Hold that. That's what I would say. That's what I would say. I gotta move on now. I gotta move on. We gotta move on to the next topic. Let me read some of the comments and we're gonna move on. Zubimendi is the perfect the perfect midfield, says Chicken. Mike says Trent can play as a right back. Trent can play as a right back and as a right wing back, right? As a right wing back. Bro, he could create and likes to play deep. I know that. The honor one. I know exactly what you're talking about. Trent is good, but defensively, he's going to cost you. Defensively, he's going to get exposed. That's my problem. That is my problem. I might seem crazy. Stiller is better than Zubi. You're not crazy. That's your opinion, Gunnar. I respect it. I respect it. I respect it. We're going to talk about United later on if we have time. Big up Cristiano. The Juventus says, what are you smoking? I'm not smoking anything. I'm just telling you the facts. Finance is incredible. Rabbit is random. Exactly. It's incredible. The work we're doing behind the scene. It's incredible. It's incredible. Vortex says we are banging our heads against the wall. Please, Florentino Perez, sign Angelo Stiller. That's what we're saying. We've been begging, bro. Begging, bro. We've been begging for another midfielder. We've been begging another sitting midfielder next to Tchouaméni. We've been saying that, and nothing is happening. It's been dead quiet for the past week. For the past week, I've been going live every single day, trying to find anything, but they're not giving us anything to really talk about, bro. It's been dead. It's been absolutely dead. Chill says Zubi is number one choice. He will be crucial to winning La Liga cause his high understanding of Spanish football still is good, but may need time to adapt. Look. Chill. This is exactly what I have said. I think you must have joined. But this is exactly what I said just 5-10 minutes ago about Zubi versus Stiller. I said I'm picking Zubimendi all day, every day because of the experience. He's Spanish. He knows everything, right? Stiller's young, so we can't really talk about him. You understand. The unique club in the world. No challenger watching. No challenger. The unique club. No, I don't understand. Go get Stiller. He looks very quiet. He looks very quality, but maybe he isn't elite level yet. He's not elite. He's not elite level yet, Raja. He's not elite level yet. I think we're gonna have to wait for it. Go buy Anthony Gordon and Temu Suarez, man. Barcelona spending 80 M's on Anthony Gordon. That's crazy business. That is crazy business. They don't want to sign Marcus Rashford for 30 M's, but they go and spend 80 M's on Anthony Gordon. I don't know what Barcelona are doing, and they're about to get smacked. They're about to get smacked on their face on this Rodri deal. They're about to spend closer to 100 M's on Rodri now. At 31 years old, they offered 60. It was rejected. Now they're about to offer 80. These guys are getting robbed. They are absolutely getting robbed. KG gets Zubi, then sells Bellingham. I'm not selling Bellingham. They're trying to convert Lamine Yamal into a false nine. That's desperation for you. That's absolutely desperation. They got no choice. They got no idea what to do with that center forward position. First, they said they're going to sign Julian Alvarez. These guys went from having Luis Suarez to trying to sign Julian Alvarez and probably end up buying Luis Suarez from Colombia. Seriously, it's crazy. It's peak. It's absolutely peak. Nothing bad with it. You make money, win trophies. That's all. Says random. Hell, brother, all of our YouTube people be watching Yan Diomande age and face trying to hit him up. It's annoying. What do you think about it, man? It's all edits, bro. Don't believe that shit. It's all crap. Yan Diomande is young. He's 19. People are using AI to make Yan Diomande look like he's a grandpa, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy. These Barcelona fans, the hate level is incredible. You wouldn't believe how much they hate Real Madrid. You wouldn't believe how much they hate every single Real Madrid player. Which is why every time they win, they think about Real Madrid. They don't even think about Barcelona when they win. Anyways, we got to move on. This is an interesting topic I want to bring into today's show. Of course, most of you guys, I know a lot of you guys are Arda fans. But this just came in today. Mesut Özil. Man, I love this coat. If you love this coat, make sure you smash that like on the stream. I love this coat from Mesut Özil. Mesut Özil, one of the best midfielders we've ever had, especially under Jose Mourinho at Real Madrid. That number 10 role, avatar eyes. He used to be a sniper. He used to be a killer. Him and Cristiano, that combination was out of this world. I mean, some of you guys are young. You don't know anything about that. But Mesut Özil is a big-time baller. You understand? And this is what he has to say. Is there a number 10 better than you? That was the question. And Mesut Özil immediately mentioned Arda Güler. He basically said Arda is like his little brother and someone he believes in massively. That is a huge praise, bro. That is a huge praise coming in from Mesut Özil. I've got to say. KG, I have a bad feeling for Paul Pogba. His contract is gone. Look, we discussed that. We discussed that on the other show. KG, many people are better than Arda Güler in the 10. Who's better than Arda Güler? Who's actually better than Arda Güler in the 10? All right, tell me this. Shoot. This is your show. I mean, usually at night, this is what we do. It's driven by you, so you guys can comment whatever you want, or we can talk about it. Right? Jude Bellingham or Arda Güler? Who should be the starter in the 10? I'll start that conversation. I would start that conversation right now. Crow said the same thing about Stiller. Exactly. Mike, you know exactly what you're talking about. I mentioned that earlier. Raja says has debated our best number 10, especially the type of attack in CM. Yo, Jose Mourinho had, look, he had Mesut Özil as a 10, and he had Cristiano on the left, and then he had Di Maria on the right, mostly, and then Karim Benzema or Higuain up front. That team was incredible. Mesut Özil, I think, broke all the records in terms of assists that season. And I expect the same this year. I'm a little bit puzzled in terms of what Jose Mourinho is going to pick. Is he going to pick Arda Güler? Is he going to pick Bellingham? That is the biggest question I have. Which player do you think he's going to pick? Let me know. Oscar says, I would die on the hill that we should play Jude in the 9 and Arda in the 10. Then what are you going to do with Kylian Mbappe? What? Goretzka is a free agent. We don't need Goretzka. He's not good on the ball. He's a breaker. He's like another Tchouaméni. Michael Olise is better than Arda Güler as a 10, but Michael Olise is a winger though. He's not a 10. I know he played the 10 for France, but he ain't a 10. He's a winger. Ain't it? He played as a winger for Bayern Munich most of the time. Let's hear the names, bro. Drop the 3 names of the best 10s better than Arda Güler, says Chilean. It's a good question. We're still waiting. R9 said the same thing about Rodrigo, says mine. Bellingham, Olise, maybe Sharky or Arda Güler. I'm taking Arda Güler. I feel like you should play both. I think it's an interesting point from Alex. It's a very interesting point from Alex, but I feel like Alex said something that is interesting. If we're playing, so before I say the statement, I think Bellingham is going to be sacrificed if both of them play. Because I can see Arda Güler as a 10, but I can see Bellingham next to the 6. So I can see Bellingham playing next to Tchouaméni. That can happen. But is that where Bellingham shines? Absolutely not. But in certain games, when you need to be more attacking, when you're chasing a goal, you can play those two. You could also play Bellingham and Bernardo Silva. You could also play Bernardo Silva and Arda Güler together. When you're chasing a game, again, you don't start the game that way, When you're chasing the game, 20, 30 minutes left, you lose a 1-0, 2-1, whatever the case might be, or it's a 2-2 game. When you're chasing the game, I can clearly see Arda, Güler and Bellingham playing together. So it goes back to your point. They can play together, but they're not going to start, in my opinion. Zidane said the same thing about Bellingham. What did he say? I mean, you guys have so many choices. We do have so many choices in different positions, right? We do have a lot of choices. We've got a lot of choices in terms of number 10, in terms of wing, in terms of center forward, in terms of box to box. We've got it covered. What we don't have is a tempo creator. Somebody that can dictate the game. Somebody can slow down the game, speed up the game. Somebody that can control the rhythm of the game. Somebody that can, I don't know, what instrument is that in music? You just control the melody, if it's even a thing. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. We need somebody that can do that. And I don't think we've got that, chat. I don't think we've got that. Is Tchouaméni not good enough for you guys? He is good enough. We're talking about somebody that can play next to Tchouaméni. We're not talking about replacing Tchouaméni, if you're not understanding, right? That's what we've been talking about. That's what we've been talking about. But let's move on. Let's move on. Look, we have a game tomorrow. Schalke, and two players are going to miss. Two big players are going to miss that game. We're going to discuss that in a moment. We're going to discuss that in a moment. And here it is. In fact, we can just go to that topic right now. And this is official. Endrick and Tchouaméni are out for the Schalke game tomorrow. So, yes, good news that some big guns are returning. But at the same time, these two will be missing, right? I think I have the squad. Nope, it's right here. This is the squad. So this is the official squad, chat. The official Real Madrid squad for tomorrow's game. So pretty much, you've got Tchouaméni missing, Endrick missing, but in goal, we got everybody. In defense, who are we missing in defense? I think we got everybody except Militao and Asensio. Everybody's there. House and Trent, Kanate, Cucurella, and Carreras. Rudiger, Dumfries, Mario. Okay, Rivas. In the middle of the park, Bellingham is back. Jude Bellingham is back. Happy days, right? Camavinga, Valverde, Arda, Güler, Bernardo Silva, Castro, and Syria. So no Tchouaméni. So we can't really see tomorrow what's going to happen with the experiment of having, Bernardo Silva next to Tchouaméni, because Tchouaméni is not fit. So we're probably going to see Camavinga and Valverde in the middle of the park. And we're probably going to see Bellingham as a 10 off the bench. But Arda Güler is going to start, in my opinion. That's what I think is going to happen. And in the front, of course, Vinny is back. Vinny has been back. Kiki. Man like Kiki is back. SP is there. Brahim is there. And Yan Diomande. I'm excited. I'm excited to see Yan Diomande. Man like Yan Diomande. He is ready to roll, people. He is ready to roll. Huge expectation. I mean, considering the investment that Real Madrid have made. But look, we have to tone it down a little bit. We don't want to put a lot of pressure on Yan Diomande. We've got to put him, we've got to give him some sort of time, I feel like. He's only 19, so we can't put a lot of pressure on him. I feel like I'm excited. If you're excited, put W's in the chat. If you're excited for Yan Diomande, put W's in the chat. But I think he's gonna hit the ground running. I feel like he's going to be a massive player for us. A lot of staff members, a lot of coaches, they said that in the Valdebebas, in training, everybody's excited. Everybody is fascinated with the way Yan Diomande moves, with the way, he carries himself, with the way he has performed so far. He has been incredible. He has been incredible. So for that reason, I feel like there is a player there that is just going to start. It's going to just hit the ground running and start scoring goals, start creating chances, start dribbling players. I want to see that confidence, bro. I want to see that confidence. He can only shine one season, maximum 2 to 3 seasons. He's going to be washed as might. I disagree. I completely disagree. I think it's going to be, he's going to be a huge player for Real Madrid. Honestly, that's why I think. Is Schalke a good team? Says Salazar. Schalke is a good team. Schalke is a good team. I mean, they've been a good team recently. And not recently, but historically, should I say. But let's quickly check. I mean, recently, Schalke, right? They're still in Bundesliga. Ain't they? Yeah, they're still in Bundesliga. Last year, Schalke actually were in Bundesliga too. Oh my days. They were not in Bundesliga last year, but they are in Bundesliga now. But last year, they were in the second division, but they did win it. So they came to the first league. So yeah, you might say they might be decent. They might be decent, but it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Definitely we're going to be doing a watch along for that match. You already know, tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern time. So are we going to get Angelo Stiller? Don't give me false hope. I'm not giving you false hope. I'm bringing the news. I'm bringing the rumors, okay? I'm bringing the rumors. So far, there's no bid. There's nothing going on. No personal terms have been agreed. Nothing has happened yet. We talked about it already. You missed that chapter. I'll put a chapter as soon as we finish streaming this. But bring your questions in. This is your show. This is driven by you guys as well. So I want to hear what you got to say about tomorrow's game. I want to hear all the thoughts that you have, what we covered. There's one more thing that I want to talk about, which is the most valuable Real Madrid player. We're going to discuss that in a moment. But keep your questions coming in. I need goals, 2-0 or 3-0. I want to see a clean sheet. All right. What would your team look like? Would it be like a 4-2-3-1 setup? What kind of formation are you thinking? Next season is going to be like Vinny, Bellingham, Yan Diomande, Mbappe. All right. I see it. Pancho says Endrick and Asensio exaggerated injuries to not be loaned or sold. Get rid of both. Look, I disagree with that. Yo, I agree with the Asensio comment. I hear you with the Asensio comment, but I cannot agree with the Endrick comment. Like, don't be disrespecting Endrick like that. Man like Endrick, he is going to cook this season. He's going to be massive. I think he's going to be a good backup for Yan Diomande. He's definitely going to be a good backup for Kylian Mbappe as well. He's going to be a big backup for Kylian Mbappe as well. So make no mistake about that. We better get Stiller. I want him ever since 2024, ever since Tony left. Yep, we all want him to come. If Zubimendi's not coming, especially me, Angelo's the deal. Kroos replacement is the ideal Tony Kroos replacement. Says Jacob. Yep. Raja says Schalke is a good team. They have good players on that team. Ive says next season be like Vinny, Bellingham, Mbappe. I think I read that one. Goretzka is going to be available. Look, Goretzka, I talked about it already. Goretzka is like what? Goretzka is like having another Tchouaméni. He's a breaker. He's not a good passer. He's not controlling tempos. He's not that guy. He's not that guy. That's the problem. That is the problem with Goretzka. That's too attacking with Bellingham, Diomande, Vinny, and Mbappe. It's not. If you add Arda, Güler on top of that, then it's a problem, right? It becomes like 5 attacking players. That is going to be dangerous, especially away from home. Cristiano. TSRF says Schalke might just leak many goals because their keeper carriers, they are a low-table team. Probably. I want us to see a lot of goals tomorrow. I want us to see a lot of goals. Craig, big up yourself. He says Endrick is a hype merchant. Watch him flop and the fans making excuses on his behalf. I'm not making excuses. I'm a big supporter of Endrick. I think Endrick is better than, what's his name? Endrick is better than Gonzalo Garcia, in my opinion, which is the reason why Jose Mourinho decided to keep Endrick and sell Gonzalo Garcia, which is the reason why Florentino Perez decided to sell Gonzalo Garcia and keep Endrick. Financially, it makes sense. At the same time, Endrick has got enormous potential. Enormous potential. This guy could also play out wide. Think about it. Gonzalo Garcia cannot play out wide. He can't. He's been tried in that position, but he can't play out wide. We cannot get Goretzka. Imagine him against FC Bayern Munich. And they're going to hell his name, and he's going to miss a penalty. Says Rashid. Nah. I'm not going to entertain Goretzka at all, chat. I'm not going to entertain Goretzka at all. A very underrated name for our midfield is Pavlovic's thoughts on him. There are talks. Actually, there was an article about, I think it was on The Athletic, talking about potentially who Real Madrid could sign. And Pavlovic was one of the guys they've mentioned in there. Again, am I impressed with Pavlovic? I looked at Pavlovic really, really closely, especially in the Champions League. Of course, I don't watch Bundesliga or Bayern Munich every week, but I watch Bayern Munich. I watch their highlights. And from what I have seen, and I watch a lot of games in the Champions League Bayern Munich played, and I'm not impressed. He's not. I'd rather keep Camavinga than get Pavlovic, to be honest with you. I know they mentioned him, but for me, he's not at the level. He's not at the level. I'm surprised how he started a lot of games for Bayern Munich, and which is why they got dogged against PSG. He couldn't compete with that PSG midfield. Bayern Munich did not have a midfield. That's why they lost that game in the semifinal last year in the Champions League. We did a watch along for both games, home and away. We saw how they were exposed big time. So I don't think Pavlovic is good, chat. I don't. Would you like Madrid to get Declan Rice if possible? Again, he's another breaker. He's not a tempo setter. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. Jamal Musiala fainted, says IBT. That's an excuse. Yep. But Pavlovic also struggled, though. Pavlovic also struggled. Endrick pushes himself really hard sometimes to over-impress, and that's why he gets injured. Saw him happen with the pass manager. He just needs to calm down and do his thing, says Jane. Ponch says, who will Mourinho improve the most this year? That's a good question. That is, by the way, has been set and predicted. It has been predicted, bro. It has been predicted on the on my La Liga prediction. If you guys haven't seen it, make sure you check it out. Make sure you check it out. I've put the prediction there. I've made my prediction in regards to who I think is going to be the most impressive player this season and who I think Mourinho is going to get the best out of. I've talked about it already. I've talked about it. I was thinking to get Archie Gray from Tottenham, but I remember he's a box-to-box. Again, people are mixing this up. People are getting confused between just a midfielder, a CDM, a box-to-box, a number 10, and a tempo setter. Like they're getting confused because people are saying, would you take Declan Rice? I don't need Declan Rice. That's not what Real Madrid need. It's like saying, would you take Caicedo or Kante? Like, why would I take them? I got Tchouaméni in there for that job, for that specific job. He's there, right? Unless Tchouaméni leaves, I'm not taking these guys, right? What I don't have is a Vitinha. What I don't have is a Zubimendi. What I don't have is Angelo Stiller. What I don't have is somebody that can control the tempo. Rodri, Pedri, all these guys, right? They can set the tone in the middle of the park. And Rodri does it better than anybody else, right? That's why it was a huge deal when Real Madrid missed out on Rodri, right? So you've got to be able to differentiate between all the defenders. I mean, all the midfielders, right? Alex says Pavlovic was a problem, but Bayern Munich also got robbed. They also robbed as well. They got robbed, but they also robbed, I think, in the first and the second leg, I think. I would generally take Angelo Stiller over Arda Wharton. Get your votes in, chat. Get your votes in. If you're just tuning in and you haven't made a vote, get your votes in. We need somebody like Pedri. I'll definitely take. Look, I've got no problem accepting that we don't have that kind of profile. Look, I know he plays for Barcelona, but we need that kind of profile in the team. We don't have it. We used to have it with Modric and Toni Kroos, and we don't have it. We don't have it now. Musiala fainted today at Bayern Munich match. Really? I did not hear anything about that. That is wild. I hope he's all right. Footy says Stiller is washed. I don't want him near my team. Why do you say he's washed? Please give us your reason. This KG, this guy don't understand. We need someone like Rodri. Exactly. I've been saying it. Adam Morton is more like a 10. Modric is too old now, man. Modric is too old right now. But I got one more topic I want to talk about, and we're gonna do the Q&A. We're gonna wrap up, chat. But this is the biggest thing I want to bring in. This caught my eye. This caught my eye, really. According to the transfer market, chat. According to the transfer market, most valuable Real Madrid player this season is Kylian Mbappe. What are your thoughts on this? 200 million. He's only 27 years old. The most valuable player of Real Madrid is Kylian Mbappe. The second most valuable player is Jude Bellingham, 160. The third is Vinicius Jr. The fourth is Arda Güler. And the fifth is Yan Diomande. That's what it looks like. Yan Diomande. He's right here. He is right here. I think you guys can see it. I think you guys can see it. Thoughts about this? Is this true? Do you agree with this? Do you disagree with it? Let me know. But I feel like I can't disagree with the list. I mean, Madrid have an established world-class stars, elite players, better than Barcelona. Some of the most valuable young footballers in the game as well. All these guys are under what? Under 28. Think about it. 19, 21, 26, 23, and 27. Bro, this team is going to cook for the next decade. Okay? If Kylian Mbappe moves like CR7, if he wants to be like CR7, keeps his shape and focus and train really hard, I think he can play another 10 years. He could give us at least 5 to 7 years solid, right? So Vinny has got another 10 years again if he's focused, right? Jude Bellingham, minimum 10 years. Arda Güler, minimum 10 years, right? Yan Diomande, over 10 years. This is going to dominate for the next decade. I'm telling you. Arda Güler could still, another massive rise. We could definitely see another massive rise from him. Yan Diomande, like I said, high expectation. And I think he's going to cook. He's definitely going to cook. And look, I just thought I'd bring it into the show, but it was incredible to see Kiki still the number one guy. The Don, Dictator Mbappe, they call him. They call him the Dictator Mbappe. He's number one. Man, some Real Madrid fans are saying he's the problem. Do you guys agree with that? But let me answer all your questions. If you have any questions you have for me before we wrap up, throw them in the chat and any discussion you want to have. And then we are going to wrap up. And tomorrow we've got a big one. We've got a big one. Match day. So I'm excited. I'm really, really looking forward to that. KG, I watched Stiller his last season in the Europa League and he looked really good, says Alex. Okay. Tchouaméni should be there. DJ Tchouaméni cannot be there. He cannot be there. Footy says Sevilla has won the game with the red card and 2 penalties, and the second penalty was very controversial. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen those results. I have not seen those results. And by the way, I did mention, chat. I did mention the, my La Liga predictions are out. If you haven't seen it, make sure you check it out. Make sure you check it out, okay? Who's your favorite right footballer of all time? CR7, Alex. CR7. Rashid says, I remember when Barcelona won the league in front of our faces. I said we lost the match when Mbappe was out. He is not the problem. Facts. He is not the problem, chat. He is not the problem. KG, I don't want Wharton because he doesn't have Champions League experience. I mentioned that, right? Didn't I mention that? Yes. That's exactly why I don't want him in the list. Have you seen Haram ball today? Look, I haven't seen today's result, chat. I haven't seen today's result. Let me see. I have not seen today's result. So, okay. So basically, Sevilla won against Rayo. Alaves have won 3-0 against Getafe. So this is going to be the games tomorrow, which we really don't care. But Madrid's game is going to start next week, of course, right? It's going to start next week. Alex says, KG, bring Arbeloa was a mistake. You cannot bring a loser coach to a team that has on a 15 Champions League. Arbeloa, man. Arbeloa cannot be that guy. Come on, bro. Like, Arbeloa is a joke. I mean, he did what he can. to make us, competitive. He took over a mess, a big mess from Xabi Alonso. And Vinny was doing his thing. Everybody was just out of control, right? Alonso lost the dressing room, and Arbeloa was some sort of, he sort of put them together, but he is absolutely inept. He is inept in terms of tactical, in terms of decision-making, in terms of lineup, in terms of training. He was just vibes. He wasn't teaching them anything, and he wasn't setting up the team properly, and we paid the price in La Liga. We paid the price in Copa del Rey. We paid the price in the Champions League. So Arbeloa is a flop. He's a big flop. Can Madrid forward rival the BBC for 9 years, you think? Before I answer that question, DJ, I want to actually see how Yan Diomande is going to perform. I would say that. Let me see how Yan Diomande is going to perform before I see that, right? And after that, I might change my mind. I'll tell you exactly what I think. Bringing Arbeloa was a mistake. I think I've read that one. A lot of players don't have Champions League experience, says Alex. Who? I mean, we went through the team. Most of them have, including World Cup experience. Who are you saying they don't have Champions League experience? A lot of the players don't have Champions League experience. You're talking about Courtois. You're talking about Howson. You're talking about Trent, Kanate, Cucurella, Carreras, Rudiger, Dumfries. All these guys played big Champions League games. And then when you go to the midfield, you're talking about Bellingham, Camavinga, Valverde, Arda, Güler, Bernardo Silva. These guys played big Champions League games, bro. Who doesn't have a Champions League experience? Only Yan Diomande doesn't have Champions League experience. Brahim Diaz does. Mbappe does. Vinny does. Endrick does. SP doesn't have it, probably. So we're talking about SP and Yan Diomande. So don't tell me the team does not have a Champions League experience. Our team has got a really strong Champions League experience. I have to admit. Last season was so bad, but I think the only good, okay, was March. Yes, March. Around March, I think we did okay. But overall, the season was poor. I'm not even gonna lie. Like we had a really, really poor season. We had a stinker. We had an absolute stinker. Don't you think Wharton is going to be less than 80 to 85? He could be, but again, I wouldn't go near him right now if we have the option for Stiller and Zubimendi, for sure. Nobody thinks Mbappe is the problem because he's not a problem, but that doesn't mean that Real Madrid should not sign Haaland. Mbappe is a winger, and he can now play well as a center forward. Might Yellow. He scored a ridiculous amount of goals in La Liga and the Champions League as a center forward. Back-to-back seasons, not just one season. So I don't know how you could say he's not a center forward. He is a center forward. He's not the traditional center forward, yes. Cristiano is not the traditional center forward, but he can play there. He can make an impact. He can score goals. That's what we want him. Right? How far do you think we're going to make the Champions League this year? I made my prediction, chat. That's what I was going to show you. Chat. Make sure you check that out. It's there already. It just came out. It's right here. La Liga prediction is already out. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Okay, as soon as we end the stream, go check it out right now if you haven't seen it. Now, I want to see everybody's prediction. We made a prediction on the Champions League, Europa League, La Liga, Copa del Rey, Spanish Super Cup, everything. Top score, what else? And the bonus thing, a bonus feature as well. So you could just go check it out, okay? Go check it out. I'm not saying Real Madrid doesn't have a Champions League experience, says Alex. So what are you saying? KG, we have our own Yaman now, says TSRF. You're talking about Prem. Oh, yeah. But anyways, look. Big up to every single one of you. Smash a like on the stream. Look, it's been a good show. Big up to every single one of you. Let me know. Comment your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think about this season? Thoughts about tomorrow's game as well. Drop your prediction. If you were to sign one player, who would it be? Zubimendi, Stiller, Wharton, or you okay? Are you okay with the current midfield? Let me know in the comments, right? Let me know in the comments. But look, Al Nassr won today. Al Nassr won today. We didn't really talk about that. Al Nassr won today. I'm happy. I watched the highlights. I told you I wasn't going to watch the game, but I watched the highlight. And we look good. We look good. This guy, what's his name? The new guy. The new guy from, what's his name? Al Nassr. Mutu? Is that his name? Samu. What the hell am I thinking? Samu scored. João Felix scored. Angelo scored. Yes, Samu Costa. Samu Costa. He cooked off the bench, scored as well. So it was good. It was good to see. The GOAT himself was also, I mean, he was watching. He didn't play. He didn't play. But yeah, I'm really interested in tomorrow, chat. I'm interested in tomorrow. What are we going to do tomorrow? We've got to perform tomorrow. I need to see a performance from Real Madrid tomorrow. I don't want to see dilly-dally. I mean, the last game we played, the last preseason game that we played, it was not convincing at all. Yeah, I know we won against Deportivo La Coruña 1-0, but it was not a convincing match. Yes, we lined up with a 4-2-3-1. Yes, we lined up with Camavinga and Bernardo Silva as a 10. But tomorrow, I probably expect a little bit different lineup. You know, maybe Mbappe up top. Vinny could keep his position on the left. Arda Güler as a 10. Yan Diomande on the right. And then the holding, I'm expecting maybe Camavinga and Valverde or Bellingham. Possible, right? Cucurella is going to get some minutes tomorrow, I believe. Housen and Rudiger will continue to start. And maybe Trent on the right-hand side. We played Dumfries back to back. So maybe it's best to play Trent now. And in goal, Courtois could be back. And Courtois is back, actually. So he could definitely start. So I'm looking forward to that game, man. I'm looking forward to that game. Anyways, big up to all of you. Smash that like. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the watch along. I'm out. Peace.